The night was calm inside the Deep Space Network station in Nevada. Only a soft hum of machines filled the long, dark control room. Evan Hale sat alone at his desk, sipping cold coffee and watching the screens that almost never changed. His shift was always quiet, and he liked it that way. No trouble. No surprises. But at 2:14 a.m., everything changed. One of the monitors flashed bright blue, showing a pulse in deep space. Evan frowned and leaned forward. The pulse was not from a satellite, not from a ship, and not from any known object. It looked like something alive. The signal repeated again, sharp, strange, almost musical. He tapped his keyboard quickly, trying to zoom in on the origin. The signal was coming from far beyond the asteroid belt, far beyond the outer planets, almost at the edge of the solar system. He had never seen anything like it. "This cannot be right," Evan whispered to himself. The signal grew stronger by the second. Not normal, not natural. It felt like it was being aimed at something. But the direction made no sense. It was passing near Earth, but not toward Earth. It seemed to be searching for something else entirely. Evan ran a quick scan through the system. When the results popped onto the screen, his chest tightened. The signal was coded to avoid human receivers. It was meant to skip Earth completely. But it had bent its path at the last moment and wrapped around the planet's atmosphere like a ribbon of light. Evan stared. Signals do not bend like that. Signals do not change their own path. Not unless someone or something wanted them to. He called a supervisor. Dr. Lena Brooks, who arrived only 5 minutes later, wearing a lab coat and surprise on her face, she walked straight to his desk. "Show me," she said. Evan replayed the recording. The signal curved, twisted, and then slipped into the human detection network, as if squeezing through a door that was never meant to open. Dr. Brooks looked shocked. "This signal is not for us," she whispered. Evan felt cold. If it was not for humans, then who was it for? He zoomed deeper into the waveform. There were layers under the main pulse, small patterns like symbols. The code felt ancient. Old enough to be older than Earth itself. Dr. Brooks started calling more people. Within 30 minutes, the room filled with scientists and engineers. Everyone spoke in tense voices. They all studied the signal. They all came to the same terrifying answer. This message was meant for an alien species. A species humans had never seen. A species older than every known empire in the galaxy. But somehow, humans were the ones who caught it. The team tried to decode the first layer. The computer systems immediately struggled. Heating up from the strange patterns, Dr. Brooks wiped sweat from her forehead. "This code is reacting to us," she said. "It is changing when humans look at it." Evan did not understand. "Changing how?" She pointed to the screen. "When the computer reads it, the patterns stay still. When you read it, or I read it, the patterns shift, like they are looking back." Evan froze. Looking back? A message should not be alive. A message should not know who is reading it. Suddenly the lights flickered. The main speakers broke into static. The signal's sound leaked through the room, a deep, vibrating hum that made everyone's chest tighten. A quiet moment passed. The hum began to shape into a soft echo, like distant words. Evan stepped closer. The signal whispered something, even though it was ancient and broken. The meaning reached them like a cold breath over their skin. Humans. Not intended. Everyone froze. Dr. Brooks whispered, "Oh no. It knows." Evan felt his stomach twist. The message was aware of who had intercepted it, and it was trying to communicate directly with them now. The hum faded. The room fell silent. Then the real nightmare began. All across the galaxy, alien empires detected the same event. Their monitors flashed warnings. Their scanners picked up the distortion. Council rooms filled with loud arguments. Military ships were launched from hangars. Leaders shouted in panic, "The forbidden signal has been touched." Which empire answered it? Who broke the ancient rule? One alien commander stared at the long-range detection board and felt his heart drop. "Humans," he said. The humans answered it. The galaxy trembled with fear. Back on Earth, Evan watched the decoding monitor shift again. The message was evolving, adapting, rewriting itself. It now had a new pattern, something that was not there before. A second layer. A whisper under the first. The computers glitched. The lights dimmed. The hidden layer began to glow on the screen, forming strange shapes. Evan leaned close, and the hidden message rearranged itself like it recognized his presence. Everyone in the room gasped. "It is opening itself for humans," Dr. Brooks said softly. Evan's skin tingled. "Why us?" Nobody answered. Nobody could dot the message pulsed once, twice, then released a burst of new symbols, brighter and clearer than before. Evan felt something deep inside him, a pull, like the message was trying to talk directly to his mind. Then the final words printed themselves onto the monitor. "If you hear this, reply." The room fell into total silence. The scientists stared at one another. No one spoke. Then Dr. Brooks whispered the question everyone feared. "Should we answer?" Evan stepped forward. His voice was steady, but his heart pounded. "We already did," he said. "It came to us because we were the only ones who could hear it." The others looked shocked, but he continued. "If this message is calling someone, then maybe we are the ones meant to respond now." The room stayed quiet for several seconds. Then Dr. Brooks nodded slowly. "Prepare the reply." As engineers rushed to their stations, the alien empires across the galaxy felt the signal shift again. They knew what had happened. Humans had spoken. Earth had answered the call, and nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same again. The reply from Earth spread across space like a shockwave. Every antenna on the planet sent out the message. Every satellite echoed it. Every radar dish followed the signal's path as it flew beyond the solar system. For a moment, Earth was quiet. Even the wind outside the Nevada station seemed to stop moving. Evan Hale watched the monitor and waited for anything, to happen. Then the room trembled. The signal came back, but this time it was not gentle or curious. It returned with power strong enough to overload half of Earth's systems. Screens blinked red. The lights flickered. Even the ground shook with a low, deep vibration, like a giant waking from sleep. Dr. Brooks held onto the desk. "Evan, the message is locking onto Earth." Evan stared. "It is. Choosing us." All around the world, scientists reported the same thing. The message ignored every nearby alien receiver. It ignored all the listening posts of the known empires. It skipped faster than light networks like they did not exist. It was searching for only one frequency. Human frequency, the galaxy noticed instantly. On the distant world of Carinth, alien leaders shouted inside a shining council hall. Their large silver eyes glowed with fear. The humans answered the first signal. "They've broken the ancient rule. They do not know what they have awakened." Huge holographic maps showed a red warning mark spreading from Earth. The aliens had always watched humans from afar. Far small, young to new to matter. But now, they looked at humans with something much deeper, fear, because the first signal was not a normal message. It was a message created by a civilization older than all living races. A civilization that vanished before the first alien empire was even born. No one alive had ever unlocked the signal. No one had understood it. Until now, on Earth, the hidden layer of the message replayed again, but louder, clearer, and almost emotional this time. Evan leaned close as the speakers vibrated. "Humans, why do you hear?" The room went silent. Dr. Brooks swallowed hard. "It is asking us a question." The signal shifted again, forming strange new symbols on the display. The symbols turned, twisted, and then slowly transformed into something that made everyone gasp. Human letters. Human numbers. Human structure. The message was learning their language, Evan whispered. "It is adapting to us. Fast." Dr. Brooks stared in shock. It has never responded to any species before. Why humans? No one had an answer. The team worked fast, decoding each new part of the message as the signal updated itself in real time. More strange symbols appeared. Coordinates, warnings, encrypted pulses that felt like heartbeat patterns. Evan noticed something odd. The pulse matched a rhythm humans used in early radio technology, almost like the message was reaching into their history. Searching for a way to talk more easily, he touched the screen. The pulse instantly matched his rhythm. Everyone stepped back. It responded to your touch. Dr. Brooks whispered. A cold realization hit Evan. Maybe the message was not reacting to all humans. Maybe it was reacting to him before he could think. The speakers cracked open with a much stronger vibration. The signal broke into layered sound, 3 voices speaking at once, merging into one impossible tone. You heard us first. Evan felt his heart stop for a second. Then something even worse happened. The aliens arrived far beyond Earth's orbit. 12 giant ships burst into real space with flashes of blue-white energy. Their hulls were covered in glowing alien runes. Their engines were louder than thunder. These were not peaceful ships. They were blockade ships. They formed a wide circle around Earth, surrounding the planet in a tight formation. Inside the Nevada control room, alarms began to ring. Earth's defense forces scrambled. Fighter pilots rushed into hangars. Satellite weapons went on alert. Dr. Brooks's voice cracked. They are here to stop us. Evan stared at the radar. The alien ships were scanning Earth aggressively. They wanted to find the source of the reply. They wanted to silence it, but the message acted first. A beam of white gold light shot down from the sky straight into the Nevada station. The windows rattled, the computers sparked, and a symbol burned onto every monitor, glowing with impossible brightness. A single shape. A spiral. Dr. Brooks covered her mouth. It is marking Earth. It is protecting us. Outside the blockade, alien captains panicked. The message is choosing the humans. We must cut the transmission before they unlock the rest. But every time the aliens aimed their weapons at Earth, the signal pulsed again, forcing their targeting systems offline. The message defended the planet like a guardian waking from a million-year sleep. In the control room, Evan felt the air grow warm. The spiral symbol on the screen began spinning faster, like it was preparing to open. Dr. Brooks whispered, Evan, I think it wants to show us something. He nodded slowly. I think it wants us to follow. Deep heartbeat-like sound filled the room. The symbol unfolded into a star map, bright, ancient, and impossibly detailed. It pointed to a place far beyond any known empire. A dead zone. A forgotten region. Under the map, a single new message appeared in perfect English. Come, inheritors must answer. Evan felt his breath leave his body. The galaxy had tried to stop humans. The ancient message had protected them. Now it was calling them somewhere no living species had ever entered. Earth was no longer a simple, young world. The message wanted humans, and nothing in the universe could stop it now. Asterisk. The star map hovered in the air like a living projection. Bright lines twisted and glowed. Tiny stars moved slowly, almost breathing. No human technology could create something like this. No alien empire could either. Evan Hale stood in the center of the control room, staring at the projection as if it were calling his name. Dr. Brooks whispered, This is older than everything we know. The map pulsed again. A distant point far beyond the known galaxy brightened. The room dimmed as though everything was being pulled toward that single shining point. Coordinates appeared. Numbers no computer could handle. Distances no ship had ever traveled. Evan felt a chill slide down his spine. This map was giving humanity a destination. A place no alien had ever reached. A place the signal wanted only humans to see before anyone could speak. The station's main doors burst open. 2 military officers rushed inside. Major Carter and Commander Ruiz, faces pale, breathing fast. Aliens have sent a second fleet, Major Carter said. Much bigger. 32 ships. They have formed a ring outside Earth's orbit. Evan felt the ground tilt under him. Dr. Brooks asked, Are they preparing to attack? Commander Ruiz looked sick. They are preparing to block us from leaving the planet. The aliens were terrified of humans following the signal, terrified of humans reaching whatever lay at those coordinates. The galaxy had decided humans must be stopped, but the message disagreed. The spiral symbol expanded in the air and emitted a deep, echoing pulse. The entire station shook. The windows glowed. Every monitor displayed one phrase: "Do not interfere." The walls vibrated as if the message was speaking through them. The alien ships outside Earth's orbit felt it too. Pilots grabbed their heads. Ship cores overheated. Engines shut down. The ancient signal was disabling them one by one. Commander Ruiz stared at the radar in disbelief. The message. It is shutting down their whole fleet. Evan finally understood. The message was not only intelligent, it was powerful enough to control technology across entire star systems. A shiver crawled through him, and it had chosen humans. Within 1 hour, the United Nations called an emergency meeting. Military leaders, scientists, and world ambassadors gathered in a secure underground chamber. Evan and Dr. Brooks were brought in as primary witnesses. The world leaders argued loudly. We must not follow this signal. It could be a trap. We cannot provoke alien empires. But the message chose humans for a reason. We do not even know what is out there. What if Earth is in danger? Evan stood quietly until Dr. Brooks nudged him. They want your opinion, she whispered. He took a deep breath and spoke. This message is not hostile. If it wanted to destroy us, it would have already done it. It wants communication. It wants a successor. Everyone went silent. Evan continued. Whatever built this message is extremely old. Maybe extinct. Maybe asleep. And maybe they want humans to take their place. A heavy silence settled over the room. The idea sounded impossible, yet everything happening suggested it was true. After a long debate, the leaders reached a decision. A mission would be sent to investigate the coordinates. Human ship. A small crew. Evan was selected to join the team. Not because he asked. Not because he volunteered, but because the message reacted to him. 3 days later, the human exploration ship Horizon Dawn launched quietly from the Nevada desert. It rose through the clouds and broke into space, its engines burning a blue trail behind it. But the moment it entered high orbit, the alien ships began to wake again. Major Carter's voice came through the comms. The alien fleet is activating weapons. They do not want you leaving Earth's orbit. Evan felt fear crawl through him. They were surrounded by dozens of alien warships, huge vessels with glowing weapons. Ready to fire, but then the message pulsed again. Not through speakers. Not through screens, through space. The pulse rippled across the entire solar system like a wave of light. Alien ships froze. Weapons powered down. Engines went silent. One by one, their systems collapsed under the pressure of the signal. The alien fleets were disabled completely. Within seconds, Horizon Dawn had a clear path. Dr. Brooks's voice came through. The message. It is protecting you. Follow the coordinates. Evan nodded. Then we go. The ship accelerated, leaving Earth far behind. Days passed as Horizon Dawn traveled deeper into unknown regions. Stars thinned out. Darkness grew thicker. The crew felt as if they were leaving reality itself. Then, on the 7th day, the message shifted inside the ship. The walls vibrated. The lights flickered. The hidden layer activated again. The voice whispered, closer. Evan felt his heart race. The ship approached a massive structure floating in the void, so huge it looked like a dead moon carved into strange shapes. The structure pulsed faintly with old energy. Commander Ruiz, watching through the ship's cameras from Earth, whispered through the speaker, "What is that?" Evan stared at the giant structure. No alien empire had ever documented anything like it. It was not a station, not a ship, not a planet. It was something ancient. Something built before the galaxy had rulers. Something meant to be found by only one kind of species. Evan stepped closer to the window. The structure opened, not with doors, not with lights, but with a soft, welcoming pulse that matched the rhythm of a human heartbeat. Evan whispered, "It is waiting for us." The crew prepared to enter the ancient structure. The message grew louder. The stars around them dimmed, and Evan felt the truth settle in his chest. Humans had not intercepted the signal by accident. They were meant to answer. They were meant to come here, and inside that ancient structure, they would learn the reason why. The ancient structure opened like a giant stone flower. No lights, no doors, no machines, only a soft pulse of energy that felt warm, almost alive. Inside the exploration ship Horizon Dawn, the crew stared in silence. This was not metal, not stone, not technology they knew. It was something beyond any alien science. Evan Hale stood at the front glass panel, breath held. The heartbeat-like pulse came again, steady, deep, familiar. Dr. Brooks spoke quietly through the comes from Earth.
Evan.
It is resonating with your heartbeat. You are syncing with it. He did not know how to answer, because it was true. The rhythm matched his chest. Perfectly, it felt like the ancient structure knew him. Captain Sloan stepped forward. We enter. The ship moved slowly toward the opening. The edges reacted gently, widening as if welcoming them. The moment the ship crossed the barrier, every light inside dimmed. The whole crew felt a strange warmth spread through their skin, like stepping into sunlight after a long winter. Inside, the structure was enormous. A hollow world. A sphere with floating shapes, glowing lines, and moving symbols written across vast walls that curved endlessly into the distance. One of the crew whispered, "This is not a ship. This is a mind." Evan was drawn forward. The symbols moved when he looked at them. They were not written. They were alive, Captain Sloan ordered. "Team Alpha, move with Hale. Stay alert." As Evan approached a floating pillar of light, the pillar reacted instantly. It lowered itself. It rotated. It scanned him slowly, like a curious eye. Then the ancient voice returned, not through speakers, not through air. It echoed directly inside their minds. "Human. Inheritor. Step forward." The entire crew froze. Evan's heart hammered. "Why me?" he whispered. The light pillar responded instantly. "You hear? You feel? You adapt. You understand?" The words vibrated through the floor, the walls, the air. The crew stepped back. Evan stepped forward. The pillar opened, revealing a swirling hologram star map, even larger than the one inside the control room on Earth. This one was clearer, alive with movement, full of arrows, paths, and shapes that no living species had ever recorded. At the very edge of the map, a dark region pulsed red, cold, silent, empty. A warning. Evan stared at it. "What is that?" The voice answered slowly. "The ancient enemy." Everyone felt the temperature drop. Captain Sloan asked, "What enemy?" The pillar responded, "The ones who destroyed us. It's the ones returning." The crew exchanged terrified looks. The ancient builders were gone, destroyed, erased, and now whatever killed them was coming back. Dr. Brooks's voice broke through the coms. "We are detecting energy spikes across nearby star systems. Something big is happening out there." As if responding to her fear, the pillar displayed a new image of fleet of dark shapes, moving like shadows between stars. Their forms were twisted, unnatural, more like living storms than ships. The voice spoke again. "We sent the first signal long ago. It was meant for the next mind that could rise, the next species able to hear." Evan swallowed. "You mean humans?" "Yes." The pillar brightened. Symbols circled around. "Evan, like glowing birds, you are the first species able to complete the pattern, the first to awaken our memories, the first to decode our warning." Captain Sloan stepped closer. "What do you want us to do?" The pillar expanded, revealing a massive spherical structure deep below them, asleep for millions of years. Engines. Weapons. Technology far beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. A supership. A world ship. "A fortress built before recorded history," the voice explained. "We built a last defense, a final machine. But only those who understand the signal can activate it." The crew stared at Evan. Every symbol pointed toward him, Captain Sloan whispered. It wants you to activate the ancient ship. Evan felt his pulse racing. He was a technician. A simple man who worked late-night shifts. Not a leader. Not a warrior. But the message had chosen him. Meanwhile, outside the structure, chaos exploded. Alien fleets gathered around the region, hundreds of ships from dozens of empires. They were terrified of humans awakening whatever slept here. Messages. Blasted across open channels. Stop the humans immediately. They must not activate the machine. Fire if necessary. But every cannon turned toward Horizon Dawn refused to charge. Their engines glitched. Their sensors failed. The ancient signal was blocking them, inside the structure. The voice spoke again. Human Evan Hale. Place your hand on the core. A circular platform rose from the floor, glowing with bright white light. Evan stepped toward it slowly. His hand shook. He felt all of humanity watching through the cameras. He felt the galaxy waiting in fear. He placed his hand on the core. The entire structure roared to life. Light shot through the walls. Symbols spun into spirals. A deep hum like the breath of a god echoed across space. Outside, alien ships were thrown back by shockwaves of white energy. Stars flickered. The void itself trembled. The world ship awakened. Its engines glowed bright blue. Its outer plates moved like living metal. Ancient power flowed through it. Power beyond anything humans or aliens had ever seen. The voice echoed one last time. Inheritors of the signal. Prepare. The enemy is coming. Evan stood on the glowing platform, eyes wide, breath shaking. He understood now. Humans were not chosen by accident. They were chosen because they could hear what others could not. See what others could not. Unlock what others feared. The ancient builders had left their final weapon not for the galaxy, but for humanity, and Evan Hale had just turned it on.